Shaman, and it's going to be the Medusa with very early ones coming out. Maybe Rezo prioritizes just getting Mask of Madness and some damage so he can just get that farm on, since he does have a couple stacks coming out from Jarex on the Ancients and the hard camp on the right side. Now No-Tail, getting a little bit of tower damage. Keeping that Atrophy Aura stacks up. The beauty about playing it versus Nature's Prophet is you're always capable of killing Treants, so you're getting that bonus damage.
Mid lane, Dendi tried to make a bit of a go onto Resolution with the Viper Strike, but still not the damage needed to take down Resolution. He's actually going to come back in on this. He's feeling confident, Rezo, to still hang around. I mean, Dendi will chase this down. Rezo does have to be a little respectful of the punch that Dendi can offer. Looks like Rezo just trying to get the most out of the lane before he heads back to base anyway. As we're seeing, you know, generally comes back into this bottom lane, but there really is nothing that he can do to stop No-Tail's reign in this bottom lane. He's just owning the lane as this Underlord, and it's an issue because Na'Vi is struggling with dealing with him. Up top, quick jump in from Crystallize, does get the crit, and he may be able to chase this one. Oh no, phase shift's there again. S4's fine.
He's going to go back to base. But they are not getting tower on top just yet. He pretty much forced them to kind of dive him. Crystallize is still farming very nice though, top of the net worth.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But the big discrepancy is that mid lane. Yep. Dendi getting punished really hard by that dual lane that was there for the entire time, plus the DD that Jarex did find earlier.
Jarex back up
Dire's
to the
top tower is under attack.
Alpat S4. Soak up some XP as well, No-Tail.
The snake bounces in mid just keep hitting Dendi. He's actually put down to 300 life, and Rezo's pretty much full mana from all this.
Roger's hanging around mid, but not quite level 6 on the clockwork, so very little he can do in terms of jumping in. Down bottom, General is just being forced back away from his tower. Roger will actually fine. Yeah, Fly came in up to the high ground. He's got the Soul Rip and the Tombstone, so Fly will survive. And Roger and Snake are being forced back down.
Top.
Let's get in with the slow. They are trying to move in onto Rezo. Indeed, up top, S4 gets the kill onto Crystallize. And Dendi will not be able to claim the life of Resolution. So what happened top, Fog?
Coil. He just got coiled by S4. He tried to jump in and kill S4, but then Jarex just comes in and shackles him up. And Jarex has Serpent Wards available. They have a catapult top if he wants to go for it here, but chooses to make the move around.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
See if they can punish No-Tail. I mean, again, they've got a couple of heroes around here, Roger as well, but it's a hard kill to attempt for. He has the ult, he has a TP scroll, and we'll see how he looks to play this.
Can't get it off.
He can't. He's been battery assaulted it up, and he's all right. He can't quite cast the ultimate, get it going. I don't know if it would have mattered anyway. Between the three of them, they did have a decent amount of damage, and that is Underlord down.
Oh, and the snake chased Dendi across the map, and now watch Rezo's mana. The snake is coming back. When I see it traveling on the secondary cam.
Oh, global snake. Oh, hello. Crystallize goes in quick with a crit. Flies there with the backup, but Roger,
nice
level 6 now. Hook shot. Rezo's out of mana. This is a big kill for Na'Vi, and they'll get it. Resolution down. General's keep it up to the high ground. Jarex there with the shackles. The Tombstone's gone. Jarex now in trouble as well as Crystallize ready to chase down for more. Roger body blocks Jarex up with the battery, so takes another Crystallize. He's actually looking over to Fly. Jumps around behind the tower. They're focusing the Undying with Dendi there as well. Crystallize, he'll find the kill. S4's come into the fight, but he's all alone as No-Tail's being zoned away. S4's down as OG just turn up the feedometer.
They got collapsed on very quickly by Na'Vi, rotating everybody here. You see Dendi walked all the way from bottom to the mid lane. Roger as well. Those are very quick rotations coming out from Na'Vi. OG had no idea. 112th time that Dendi and Fly face off.
The biggest Western rivalry.
Wow.
To the good old Alliance ones. I mean, no surprise really. Dendi and Fly, two of the originals in terms of professional Dota players. They've been around a long time. They've played a lot of games. And here we see it again. I mean, Na'Vi just played this perfectly, and this is a dream fight for a PA at this stage, just to be able to turn up and have this sort of impact, having your team set up for kill after kill after kill.
Yeah, Dendi, like we said, he seemed like walking through the bottom river at that entire time and collapsing onto that mid lane.
And even manages to get those more elusive kills like S4, who just steps a step too far. Still though, there is a 2k lead for OG Na'Vi. We'll need another fight like that to close the gap, but
yeah,
as we can see. That does pretty much half the job towards getting themselves back ahead.
OG's about to have one of their big items still picked up. The Blink Dagger on Puck is 200 gold away. He should have it right after this top creep wave. There he does, if he's able to purchase it from the side shop. And Notel is going to be doing that build that we saw him do versus Mouse in Captain Gen. Fly actually mid, getting chased out. Should go down here pretty easily to the Mask of Madness jump.
Crystallize looking very scary now indeed. These are a lot of kills that the PA is getting involved in.
Yeah. So we saw Notel play the Underlord versus Mouse, and he went for the just full tank. Crimson Guard, etc. Just like, I think he had maybe Greaves on top of that, but he was just extremely durable in that game, and it's a really good approach here for his PA. Roger, coiled up. Easy kill for Notel and the boys. That's a big Ancient stack for Rezo. He can start working on that one. And since all Ancients have mana now, it's the dream for Medusa, because you get all your mana restored per snake. And with Tombstone committed, they will clean that one up nicely.
How's Crystallize doing towards the Desolator after Mask of Madness? Okay, so still a bit of time.
Still doing pretty nice.
But he's keeping up with the cause of Na'Vi, of OG, and the same to be said for General. General getting the split push on. It's only Dendi that's a little bit behind on the Viper. But if Na'Vi can find a few objectives with this General split push, that's going to bump Dendi back up as well with that Tower Gold. This was there, looking to form some sort of a defense. He does have to be careful. Snake with the wraparound. Put the Shadow Poison upon him. He'll go for the jump and quick silence. Make sure that there's no disruption to cause issues for the Puck as he escapes.
They will get the tower though for Na'Vi. That's a great start there coming forward for them. Boosting up Dendi up as you mentioned. He really needs it. Crystallize trying to engage on mid here. All of OG is starting to collapse. But first they're going to farm up this other gigantic Ancient stack.
Na'Vi's seen this, and they're already backing themselves away. Notel drops down the pit. Dendi's fine, and Crystallize simply will come back to mid, resume the farming. They'll bring Rezo over, away from the Ancients, just in case the fight does get forced by Na'Vi. And they may just do so. Back from OG as they're leading straight away. Jerax just drops the wards and the shackles. He's caught Dendi. Dendi's gone, and that will be the tier 1 tower going down in favor of OG. Quick and easy kill as Dendi was out on his own. And OG not afraid to dive near the tower. So we've seen Jerax continuously making some very, very nice plays on this Shaman.
Yep, now they can go back to those Ancients. Very good decision making coming out from OG. With those Serpent Wards, always wanting to use them near the tower. Fly. And S4, they find General bottom. They've got the coil.
Try and get himself away, sprouting Fly back, but S4 will chase down, and they've got a good amount of burst indeed. S4, of course, going straight for the Yule Scepter as well, so he can keep up the elusiveness and also have that extra bit of catch.
Yeah, happy to see that, and yeah, Rezo is going to go for 4-staff.
Yeah.
Just everyone trying to build 4-staffs to deal with that clock, and I'm glad to see Fly skill up Flesh Golem there. That spell amp, the max damage amp is 20% there, so he's standing on top of General, so that bonus damage was pretty sufficient with S4. Na'Vi, they're smoked up. They're trying to get some deep wards down to watch that Ancient farming. They have to be able to contest it somehow. They can't let this Medusa just keep getting that acceleration. Not the best target to go for there, Notel. Pretty beefy, 1600 HP. Roger was trying to close the gap, but unable to.
I mean, if you're Na'Vi, how are you looking to play this game? Is it just you just need to create space for Crystallize to get a few more items and have the rest of the team sort of split up the map and keep the lanes, you know, on the side shoved in with the Nature's Prophet?
Pretty much. It's tough because of how much of a deficit that the Viper is at.
Yeah.
He has to just try to catch back up, and he's going for 4-staff. He's not going for that Veil build. Goes for the attack speed as well. So he's not going for that magic damage, and they need as much right-click as possible to try to deal with this Dusa, but yeah, it's really hard. They can't really group up and take fights versus OG's lineup. They don't have the team fighting lineup in comparison. They kind of just have to farm it out and hope that the PA gets big enough for them to take upcoming fights much later on. Dendi and Notel going at it. Notel has 4-staff.
Yeah, Demonic Purge and the Viper Strike, but as you say, the 4-staff up to the high ground will keep Notel alive. Roger trying for the hook shot, but he's gone in onto Fly, and there's 4 heroes here. Quick turn for Jerax with the Hex and the Shackle. And Roger's punished. He was hoping to find Notel, but a little bit of a risky play that absolutely does not pay off. Space has been there for Crystallize, and Crystallize does now have the money to get that Desolator out to him. So we'll see how he turns up to the fight with that extra. extra bit of a physical punch. But still, these heroes on OG, as you said, they're getting tankier and tankier with the 4-stars as well. There's going to be the way to play around any sort of jump in from Na'Vi. It's not going to be easy for Na'Vi's lineup.
Yeah. OG. They have Shadow Shaman wards up. I think they're looking for that Roche here, yeah. They're trying to make their way in it with it.
I mean, this is very good timing for them to do so as well. Because that Deso's there, you know that Na'Vi themselves, they would have been looking for the Roche.
They can't contest this Roche either. Into Tombstone Serpent wards, there's like no way unless they get some absolutely ridiculous
Stone Gaze there as well. I think it's pretty much impossible for Na'Vi to go in. They've got the hook shot up in 10 seconds.
Yeah, there's no way.
Nice, S4 already just keeping Roger back away from the pit.
Name of the game for OG mostly in like this first 19 minutes has been just like, come at us. Because all they need to really do is just keep farming Ancient stacks, and they know that they've got this late game with the Medusa. They just have to make sure that Dendi doesn't flash farm, which he can't really because he's a Viper. General does have Orchid on top of the drum finished up, so he's keeping up with No-Tail in the farm.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
That's a Yule Scepter picked up for S4, so that catches there if he does go a hunting for the Nature's Prophet when General tries for a split pushing affair.
S4 is looking to start something bottom here, but everybody from Na'Vi's down here. He gets scouted up by the rocket as well.
Here comes the ult from No-Tail, bringing the team over for the defense. Hook shots in, but surprise, this man has got friends. He's got the Yule Scepter to buy himself some time. Rezo moves forward with the Stone Gaze. Na'Vi, they have to get out of it. S4 comes in with the 3-man Dream Call, allowing Rezo to close the gap. They're trying for the TPs out, but Crystallize, he's not going to make it. The PA's down, the rest, can they actually escape? They've got the lock onto Seneko. Seneko won't be as lucky as well. Some did get out. But OG find 2 kills, one of them being the big one as well, getting Crystallized, who actually by Lizard ticked out in the base as he was falling ever so low. And what a play there between them. The coil, the
coil break snap.
I mean, S4 there with that 3-man Dream Call, setting up for Rezo to close the gap. And of course, the way that started, getting No-Tail, bringing the entire team over from top to bottom. That's sort of the textbook plays that you expect when you read how an Underlord works, that we just don't see that often. That sort of movement of the whole team just catching the opponent off guard.
That was literally perfectly executed by S4. With the Yules finished up, even though he gets Orchided, Yules himself up. Jarex.
Oh, he's on the hunt. But that man's got an Orchid. Oh, no. Jarex may have made a mistake.
Uh-oh.
Not sure if he forgot that the Orchid was there. I was just maybe hoping that he could get the instant Hex before the Orchid silence came through.
I think that's what he wanted, yeah. Roger. Getting rooted up, has the hook shot to try to distance himself a bit.
Mini hook shot. S4's going to chase. He's got Dream Call back up. Lays it down, buys space for No-Tail to close the gap, and Roger, he's surrounded by 3. He's gone, a quick sorrow from Fly. Ooh, Courier, all right. Oh, that had quite a bit on indeed. General gets the Courier, he's not getting out for it though. They've got the Yule set up to cancel the TP, and General will get 2. There's a bit of time bought from here. By Seneko is not enough. They tried to get him out of there. It does get the Courier though. That did have the, I believe, the completed Hurricane Pike of the Medusa there. So a little bit of a slowdown for OG, but still overall, Na'Vi are starting to hemorrhage kills. It's 13-7. OG getting some momentum, and sure there'll be a few minutes without the completed Hurricane Pike, but I don't think OG are going to be too bothered by that at all.
No, I mean OG they have this Medusa who can just keep doing this.
Yeah.
Farming up double ancient stacks, farming up double neutral stacks over and over again. And when you look at Na'Vi's lineup, they don't have that flash farming ancient hero.
No.
Crystallize doesn't have a Battle Fury or anything along those lines, so he can't do the similar thing that Medusa does. And Dendi falling, just sticking at that same net worth. He can't. He's a Viper. He can't flash farm. Sure, you have Nether Toxin now, but like Lumi was mentioning on the panel, no one really levels it up now again. In the early phase, they just wait to skill it up, unless they have something that's incredibly good versus
They go over the hook shot, trying to set up onto Jarex. He gets the walls down, and No-Tail came in with the ult. He's looking for the lockdown onto Roger, but Roger, a little too speedy. He's running himself away. No-Tail's continuing to chase, yeah. If they can get the puck in, they should have enough damage. They've got the silence. Or not enough to finish him. He's looking for the denied to the Ancient. No, he just pops the cogs. He knows that he can live. They'll turn towards Fly. Fly with the stick charges, the Soul Rip, and the Decay, keeping himself alive for a little bit, but it's not long enough. Crystallize jumps in, finds the crit, has the hit with the Desolator. Rezo's come over as well to join in this fight, but OG, they're down 2. Stone Gaze will be popped. Na'Vi, they kite it out. They back away. It's Na'Vi this time, finding the favorable numbers. They get 2. They only lose 1. As Crystallize edges closer and closer to the BKB. And things certainly going to be quite scary for OG, especially the supports. Once he has that BKB, as he can just lock down straight away onto Jerax.
That's their big timing window. When they have the BKB, they just have to go time. But fighting against Underlord is going to be pretty difficult. He's got Mech, he's got Vanguard, he's going to build toward Guardian Greaves and Crimson Guard. So he's going to make his team a lot more durable to withstand that 10 seconds of the BKB. And they're still in Aegis too. I mean, he's going to be getting claimed soon. But yeah, the supports are the big ones that will suffer. I want to see if maybe they go for like Ghost Scepters or Glimmer Capes, something along those lines, some other defensive items after those 4 staffs. Looks like will Blink for Jerax for the catch. And Fly. Eventually get a Glimmer Cape. But he's a hard 5.
Fortune's change.
Puck, Kaya, the new standard on majority of int cores. And then going to be going for that Aghanims afterwards to deal with that BKB from the PA. Rezo's getting pretty tremendous though. 2 pieces of the Eye of Scotty will be finished up quite soon. And yeah, as we see here, Dendi trying to build a BKB of his own into that Maelstrom so he can start actually being that farmer.
Yeah, even with that Deathzone crystallized, it's going to be very hard to take down the Medusa, as you say.
Back to Ancients from Rezo. Triple stack again. Going to be starting to get cleared up, as well as stacking up the medium camp every single time. So farm game, he will have that Eye of Scotty finished very soon after this gets finished.
As well as the Hurricane Pike, once he wants to send it out to himself.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's still dead on the courier. That's right.
That's
oh
the
man.
thing. He's massive.
Totally forgot that was still dead on the courier.
Yeah. Hurricane Pike, and as you say, just a couple hundred gold, and that Scotty's going to be out.
He's getting a, I don't like using this, but he's getting a big power peak here. He's about to get level 20 for that 800 plus mana on top of the Eye of Scotty. He's going to be really hard for Na'Vi to bring down unless they can just isolate him, which I don't think OG is going to let them do because of the way that No-Tail has itemized.
Nearly has those Greaves.
Middle tower
Closing in on the recipe.
His job is just to defend these towers from General's push. And then Dark Rift into his team.
Na'Vi, they went for a smoke. Let's see if they can catch anything. Roger coming in for the side. Let me see if he can go for a hookshot potential, but now the smoke comes off, he backs away. Came a little too close to OG's heroes. S4. Hiding in the trees.
They want to kill Dendi bottom. He is very isolated.
So much trouble if S4 can get the lockdown. Jump forward from S4. There's no tier 2 as it's already down. The Dream Core's there, closing the gap for No-Tail. He's going to proc the Dream Core stun, moving Jerax and Rezo in as well. And with the Scotty down, Rezo just rips through him. That's Dendi down. No Viper for 50 seconds. OG with the creep wave moving in bottom. They're going to try and threaten for high ground.
I mean, with No-Tail this buff, 26 HP per second. This is a real. This looks like Rax. There's no glyph.
How do you stop this push? OG. They're pushing up at 26 minutes in. And there is no way the Na'Vi can stop this one. That's going to be the melee rest going down. You can see Nature's Prophet going for the split push, but guess who's there? S4's already up top. He puts an end to the split. And they get away with this. Is looking very, very scary for Na'Vi. The OG can just group up as 5. They're so strong at this point of the game. That was even before No-Tail had the Greaves complete. Roger's going to head forward, but there's a Scotty. The slow's there. Rezo just closes the gap. He has to go for the hookshot back to safety, and it does save him. But yeah, Rezo's chasing. They'll go for the defensive disruption, but that's just going to allow time for Rezo to close the gap. Glimmer Cape's not enough. Rezo gets the kill, pops the stone. He's just moving in on his own. He doesn't even need the rest of OG. He's just going in. The rest of OG now starts to come up behind him. But that is looking very scary indeed, that Rezo can just walk up like that. Na'Vi can do nothing to punish it.
Starting to look near impossible for Na'Vi to take any type of fights. They have to have massive number advantages, and I don't think OG's going to split up. I wouldn't blame them either with the lineup that they've got going on here. They've now got Blink Dagger finished on Jerax, Glimmer Cape on Fly. They've got all they need to just 5-man these towers.
They've nearly got the Ags on S4 as well. It's all coming together for OG. As they'll look to push it on this tier 2. Suneko getting caught out by the pit. Roger trying to close in, but a quick force from Rezo gets him back to safety. General goes in with the wraparound, has the silence. They're trying to surround him. He is dropping low on mana here, Rezo. The breakthrough as well. Can they take him home? No-Tail says, hold on, boys. We're going back to base. Rezo's out. Everyone's out. No-Tail with the save gets Rezo and the boys back out of there.
That was actually looking almost really scary for Resolution there.
He was falling low.
but it stands next to the Atrophy Aura, stands next to No-Tail, gets grieved up, gets that bonus armor. And now Na'Vi.
Oh, No-Tail. Gets the pit. Crystallize. Be fine. Dagger slow and a backup. No-Tail's trying to chase. Actually, I say that Jarex jumps in. He's managed to find the Hex. The wards are down as well. Roger going for it. The shackles will be broken by the battery cell. Crystallize post the BKB, but the Serpent wards and the physical from Rezo is looking to be too much. He's got to rely on the evasion, but the RNG's surely not there. Crystallize can't survive through that. The PA is down. OG down the mid lane, taking the tier 2 tower. They're 8K gold lead now, 29 minutes in. They are looking so much stronger than Na'Vi's heroes at this stage. It's so hard with the composition that Na'Vi have to do anything to stop this pressure that OG can apply with how big Resolution is.
I'm loving the Underlord last pick too. Honestly, it was brilliant. The full auras, the damage mitigation towards Na'Vi's lineup, it's really proving to prevail. And now the Roche looks like it's the next target for OG, and I don't see how Na'Vi can contest this. Seen from just that last fight, PA popped BKB and just can't do anything.
Can't do nothing. Absolutely not.
And now it's pretty much a full butterfly in a second coming up for Rezo too on top. With that Aghanims, as you mentioned,
absolutely
about to be done.
For Rezo. And just OG as a whole, so far today, they are looking to be on the ball, and it's, as we've emphasized so many times, this is where it's needed the most. They had to get these 4 wins. They've already got 2, and this third one is looking pretty good. They've got the silence here. They've found themselves a clockwork. Dreamcore's down. Roger, he's trying to do his best to buy as much time as he can.
Jarex finds General as well bottom.
Leave him, but oh, hello, hook shot. Blocked by Rezo. Rezo's up to the high ground with the force, gets the kill. And indeed, they catch General, as you say, down bottom. Stone Gaze from Resolution as they move forward, trying to back Na'Vi away from contesting for the bit. They have lost the Undying. Rezo back in. There's going to be a buyback from General. They really want to try and contest this team fight. Disruption onto Resolution. He's being forced back. They are getting OG out of the pit. Silence is there onto the Medusa, and will Crystallize in there with the Deso. He's going to be able to get it. Na'Vi. They sneak back in. They claim the Aegis. They get the Roche kill, and now they're looking for more kills. Jump forward in a couple of crits. That's at No-Tail down. OG, they have to get the hell out of there, but Dendi, he doesn't want to let them. He's trying to chase it. He's looking for the slows. General's coming in with a global TP. He's looking for the wraparound onto Resolution. Resolution staying close to Jarex so they can get the vision for Crystallize to jump in. It's going to be big. They put down the Sprout. Instant Hex from Jarex, and he's quick with the blink away. Trying to escape. Dendi's though there with the Viper Strike. Crystallize jumping forward, looking for Resolution. Has he got enough damage there? Resolution manning up the cheese is swallowed. The crit comes through. Crystallize, he finds the kill on Rezo. Rezo's down for 80. Now turns towards Fly. Fly is gone as well. 3 dead on OG. These heroes don't have buyback. There's a DD rune available down bottom. This is absolutely huge for Na'Vi. Crystallize doing massive things there as he is able to get the Roshan, get a very successful fight off the back of it. Sure, they do lose Dendi. It is a dieback from General, but this sort of just spanner being thrown into the works of OG is exactly what Na'Vi need to get back on top of them.
They couldn't really go for it, just like splitting up there, it seemed. But Jarex and Jarex goes bottom to try to get that kill there, but because of that, Roger able to jump in and split the fight up around that Roche pit. Allows Crystallize to go in, get that Aegis cheese. That's a huge comeback for Na'Vi.
You can see the swing starting to come through. OG cannot afford to have any more fights go as badly as that.
No, and the break actually was a pretty big aspect there. He broke No-Tail's Atrophy Aura, so Crystallize, you saw that crit that he got on No-Tail?
It was a couple of hits and he was gone, then
just chunked him down.
Dire are scanning.
OG has to be careful of those couple movements. They can't really go for those. They can't really get split up versus Na'Vi's lineup. The PA is still pretty tough.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I think he's gonna have the MKB. Does it? He's got the 2 javelins on the courier, I think, hasn't he? Yeah, so that is going to be MKB done very quickly indeed, and just in time because the butterfly has been complete on Resolution. Now level 20, No-Tail with the extra health regen.
I think he's got the Crimson Guard finish now too.
Okay.
So he is.
They want to go.
Super tanky now.
Let's see what they can make happen.
77 HP per second on No-Tail.
Is the Aegis still there? Or?
Aegis is on Crystallize.
Aegis is still, yeah, it's on Crystallize. Oh, hello. Shadow Demon on the front of it all. They actually dropped the wards for that. And the Tombstone. OG in sort of panic mode there as they were very worried about the rest of Na'Vi coming in.
I guess they thought that it was going to be like a real full fight.
Yeah.
Once they had that high ground ward, they saw other heroes of Na'Vi starting to pour in.
General's got to be careful. S4's there with the setup. Notel's coming in with the global TP, ready to join the party. And General, he's surrounded. Does actually have the Shadow Blade. They see him. They've got the detection. Sentry's down. Jarex turns up.
He can't
gets it out
TP inside the pit either because it's going to keep reapplying. So he had to get a move out, but he's coiled. So good little catch there by OG.
Crystallize trying to do his best to split up the pressure and go for this push down mid lane. He is almost certainly going to have to come back up top if OG can get this push up to the high ground. Resolution leading the way. He's got the creep wave coming around.
Jarex is looking for something. The TPs are all coming in mid. Jarex unable to get the instant disable.
And quick go Scepter, stopping the damage from the dagger. S4's going to continue to chase though. Looks forward with the orb. He's got his eyes on Crystallize. Silence is there. The phase shift as well. Has to be careful. Roger will not be able to get away though. Stuck in the pit. Rezo has the damage. S4 continuing to try and play around with his PN. Look at that move speed of the orb. Jumps forward. Oh, Coil was back up in 5 seconds. Could have maybe tried to at least force the BKB out if that was going to be the case. But yeah, Coil not quite back online.
S4 is playing this puck super well this game,
I mean, it's terrifying. Look at it. He's second highest in net worth, even with Crystallize.
Second highest in level as well. And once he gets that level 25, we know what happens. That GPM starts kicking in. Dagon, Ethereal Blade can be a big factor in this one. He has queued up the Linken's Orb first, but if he can go for those other 2 big items versus a PA, it can be pretty crucial for their lineup. And Notel is just going for just a Blade Mail here to try to reflect some of that damage if they do focus him. Since he has those auras around, all he has to do is survive in the fights to make his team much tankier.
24-14, 35 minutes in, 7k lead for OG. Crystallize is going to be spotted out. Jarex quick with the Blink Hex. Have they got the further through lockdown? They haven't. Crystallize will be fine for now.
Aegis gets reclaimed in 8 seconds.
Oh, he has to be careful, and he will be fine. They get the first pop of the Aegis. They've got the Shaman Wars down. OG still continue to move forward. Crystallize, he plays way out this one. He pops the BKB, but he's actually been stowgazed up. He's stuck in the Dream Coil as well. Crystallize, what can he do? He tries to jump forward for Rezo. He's looking to man up on the Medusa. Can he win this fight? He cannot. The Hex is there from Jarex. Crystallize is down. Rezo will survive. And Na'Vi, they may just lose Roger as well. Notel's going to take the poison out. He says, we're not leaving this one anymore, as it's getting a little risky. They were falling a little low. And S4 will go down, but still, yeah, Na'Vi lose 3.
That was a... Dendi tried to Hurricane Pike and push Notel out of there to try to distance themselves, but yeah, that Shrine